Ladies, what is the most obvious hint you've dropped that went unnoticed by a guy? Last summer I was doing my best to seduce who is my current boyfriend. We were going swimming at a friend's house, and while they were changing into their bathing suits in the house, me and him make our way to the pool. I take advantage of this moment to trip in front of him, as sensual as possible. Bathing suit was underneath my clothes. He runs past me, full sprint, and cannonballs into the pool. One time I was texting my boyfriend and told him that I bought a vibrator for the nights he was away at work or something rather. His exact response was, "Oh cool, what color?" I sent him a pic of it and he replied with, "Can you put it up your butt too?" I sent him a text replying, "Come over and find out," and he replied 2 minutes later, "Never mind, I just googled it." Me. So you're saying, if I like this guy, I should just be straightforward and ask him out? Him. Yeah. Me. Okay, do you want to go out with me this Friday? Him. Yeah, just like that. It was perfect. Me. Not exactly an answer to the cue, but related. I was dating a guy who told me upfront that he was terrible at picking up the signs that someone liked him, was flirting, etc. So on our third date, we planned that he would stay the night at my place. I thought that was pretty obvious, but just to make sure, I put a bunch of condoms on a platter on the bed, with notes all around it, pointing to the platter that said "This is a sign." He thought it was hilarious. We had Shreks. It was awesome. This girl was sitting with our group of boys and saying if I was to get with one of you, it would be you, my name, and I was just like, "Ah, thanks very much. Very kind of you to say that." Back in college, my now so of 4 years would walk me home from class at night. Mustered up the courage to ask him to come upstairs and have some wine with me. Hard no. Okay, he's not into it. 2 months later, he invites me and my friends to a party. He's blackout drunk when we show up, and tells my friend that he's in love with me and got wasted cause he was nervous about seeing me. She convinces him to tell me, knowing I was also into him. Curveball. Told me that he was really into me, but didn't want to mess up my relationship. What relationship? You know, that guy from our class that you always talk to and giggle with. Matt? As in Matt with the boyfriend. Matt? Oh, well that strangely explains a lot. After a conversation with my boyfriend about not being obvious enough when trying to initiate Shreks, I decided to entice him by posing naked on the corner of the bed and seductively whispering "Hey, you" as he walked in the room. His reaction? He walks in the room, gives me a bro nod, and says, "Hey, babe. I gotta poop." We did not end up having Shreks that night. All these comments are making me not want to try any hints at all. For now on I'm just going to be straightforward. Hitting on my now boyfriend of 3 years. I was complimenting him on how handsome he was and how he had beautiful eyes. I wanted a closer view of them, so he texted me this creepy ass shot of his eyeball with his eye as widely opened as possible. He legitimately thought that's what I wanted. After our first date, I immediately started talking about potential future dates and how much fun I had with him. I stayed out so late that I missed my friend's party. However, because I didn't hug him properly and ask to split the cost of the meal, he thought I wasn't actually interested. I was living with my then boyfriend a few years ago. Feeling a little flirtatious, I suggested we could take a shower together, you know, to save water, wink wink. His response? Why? We don't pay for water. Shut down. I told him he could come home with me after the movie and show me a move we saw during a Shrek scene. He didn't go home with me. I don't think it was because he found me unattractive, but I can't be sure anymore. After many moons of trying to get this guy in bed, I straight up humped his leg in an act of honey desperation. He thought it was hilarious. Years later he asked me why we never hooked up. I was laying down on a bench with my head in his lap talking about our previous experiences. This was high school, and he told me he had never had a BJ before. I told him, with my head in his crotch, that I could blow his mind. Nothing. Crickets. I told my boyfriend to get naked and he responded, "You get naked," so I said okay. "I will if you're nice to me," winking face. He laughed and went to sleep. Guess he didn't want to be nice. I started talking to a guy who was behind on Game of Thrones. So I offered to give him my HBO password so we could watch it at his place, thinking it would be a good excuse to hang out. He ends up marathoning the show without me. We're dating now, but he sure as hell not watch season 7 without me. When I was in senior in high school during prom season, there was this girl in most of the classes I was attending. We were good friends. We had much in common. We were at the top of our class. Also, I thought she was cute. One day she and her friend approaches me during lunch. Girl. "Hey, don't you wanna ask me something?" Raises eyebrows. Me. "I don't know." "What?" She and her friend gives each other a look. Girl. "Are you going to prom?" Me. "I'm not sure. I don't have anyone to with." End scene. I didn't get the hint until years after. But I did end up going to prom with the fellas. I'm a fool. Asked a guy for his number after a meetup. Went on a date with him that he didn't realize was a date until his friend that we ran into texted him to apologize for crashing it. Currently sitting on the couch next to him, 3 years later, looking at dogs that are available for adoption. He eventually caught on. Him. "I don't want to pressure you, but it's pretty late and I think you should spend the night. My couch is super comfortable and I can make it up for you if you'd like." Me. "Maybe I could sleep in your bed with you." Him. "I promise the couch isn't bad." Brutal. My ex-boyfriend was pretty reserved and had limited experience with girls when I first met him. It took forever for it to click with him that I was into him. I would convince him to sleep over at my place or let me sleep at his to snuggle. I would wear nothing but a t-shirt and panties. I would literally press my body up against his and talk to him with our faces an inch apart. I would whisper in his ear and rest my hand on his thigh an inch away from his package. It took over a month of this before he realized I wasn't just being friendly. As I was reading this thread, my next door neighbor asked if I can come kill an ant in her room, because she's too scared to do it. I almost didn't reply. Almost. The fact that I was reading this thread was the only reason I knew she wants to chill. Hopefully she doesn't actually just want me to kill an ant. We were married 2 full years before I finally understood that if she took a bath at night I was going to get some. Watched a lot of baseball while she lay sparkling clean in bed alone. Not a lady, but I had this girl visit me and sleep with me in the same bed on 4 different occasions, from half across the country. I thought we were just friends. 10 years later I was taking a shoot and it dawned on me that she didn't travel across the country just to sleep for frick's sake. I feel bad for the girl now, because I was really into her too. I was staying the night at a female friend's house. I had a huge crush on her and it was the first night sleeping in the same bed. Just so you know, jeans aren't allowed in my bed. You have to take the off. Me. Haha, that's a dumb rule, keeps them on. That one still stings. I tripped completely naked, played Shrek-y music and started rubbing his shoulders. He didn't even turn around and just asked if I wanted to order pizza for dinner. My current boyfriend and I started out in this weird friends that flirt stage. I was trying to find a way to get him to make a move. One very hot evening, middle of August, we were sitting in his backyard with a few of our friends drinking beer. I sat on the same lawn chair as him, kind of wiggled in, and said I'm cold. He left me alone in the chair and proceeded to build a giant fire. It took like an hour. When he was finished making the fire he sat back down in a different lawn chair. Me. I think you're really cute and I like you. A lot. Him. Thanks. Accepting this unrequited crush, I decided I was happy being friends with him. 3 months down the line he spent hours comforting me after a disastrous night and then finally confessed he had feelings for me. Going back 6 months. When I asked why he didn't say anything when I told him my feelings but I wasn't sure you liked me. That was 4 years ago. He's still as cute and dense now, and is fast asleep next to me. I'm the oblivious guy, not the lady. Before our 3rd date, she said I could stay over at her place if it got late. So we're watching a movie on TV there, and at the end of it, I said I guess I better let you head off to bed. I'll take the couch. She literally had to say I was hoping we could snuggle before I got the hint. One day shortly before my husband returned home from work I tripped down and put on one of his button-up shirts, jumped into bed, sat all Shrexy-like and waited for him to get home. He gets home and walks into the bedroom. Boom. Naked wife with her boobs hanging out of your shirt. I thought I was being obvious. Nope. He lays in bed next to me, talks about his day and looks to be getting ready for a nap. I thought, oh, maybe he's super tired. I'll catch him after his nap. I jump out of bed, put some pants and a shirt on and go down the hallway to fold laundry. Not, but a couple minutes later my husband comes running down the hallway before coming to screeching halt in front of me. He's doing his best to be smooth with a hint of awkward. He didn't realize I was initiating Shrexy time at all. He pulled out all his best moves and dragged me back into the bedroom. As a guy, I completely see your hints all the time, but I'm afraid that I'm wrong and going to get rejected, made a fool out of myself, so I don't do anything. A friend, now boyfriend of 7 years, asked what I wanted to do that night. I said you. He didn't even seem to register what I had said. He was like, we should go see X movie. Okay. At 17 I met this girl and she said come over. Let's hang out. It's 2 AM. We hang out near her house. And at 3 AM, she's like, let's go upstairs and have some coffee. I said no. I'm good. I'm tired. This was fun. Let's do it again, okay? And just left. She never responded to me again. At 31, I was in a diner with a few friends and they were talking about how we missed signals. I started to laugh and it hit me. Holy shoot, she wanted Shreks. God damn it.